Hi, it's Jen Simon talking to you from Frappanese. Today I wanted to talk to you about a really easy way of putting on makeup every day. When I was young, I pretty much almost never wore makeup. I was a kid in high school and college who didn't ever bother putting makeup on unless I was going to a party. And then as I got older, I occasionally would go through phases where I would get motivated to wear more makeup. But those phases only usually lasted for like a week or two. I would fall back into my old habit of just washing my face and going, which was fine because in my 20s and 30s, I had youth on my side. And when you're young, you kind of look okay, even if you don't wear makeup. As I've gotten older though, I've decided that I like looking a little more put together. And when I recently read the Madame Chic books by Jennifer L. Scott, I learned about a really simple way of putting on just enough makeup in the morning to make you look polished, but not spending a whole lot of time with it. So I have been using that system, but sort of refining it for my own needs. And I have gotten it to a point where I can put on only 4 types of makeup, or 4 pieces of makeup in the morning. And I think I look pretty good. I think I look pretty put together. So I thought I'd share with you my method for doing that so that if you want to try it out, you can do it yourself. So the first thing I do is I put on a tinted moisturizer. I actually use Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer because that was the one recommended by Jennifer Scott. I used to use BB cream, which is made by Kiehl's, but for whatever reason, I could only find a skin tone that worked for me when I was tan. When I got pale in the winter, it didn't work as well. But Laura Mercier has a whole bunch of different skin tones that they sell. And oddly, this one works year-round for me, which is kind of cool to have a color that works both when I have a tan and when I don't. So, first thing I do is put a dollop in my hand. Try not to get it on my sweatshirt. I have a little mirror here I'm going to use to put on my makeup, and it's funny because I really almost can't see it all with my glasses off. So I hope that I don't put makeup all over strange places. All right, I might need a little more than a dollop. Rub the rest of it into my hands because I don't know about you, but I always worry that I've got too many little spots and things on my hands. So I like putting a little bit of tinted moisturizer on my hands as well. Once I am done with that, I use eyebrow mousse because I'm getting a little gray around the edges of my eyebrows, and so they don't make as sharp of a line as they would otherwise. If you still have some eyebrows, you know, if you have a decent eyebrow arc like I do, you can just use mousse rather than pencil, and it's a lot easier. Plus, pencils dry out. I don't know if anybody else has had that experience, but I've had the same thing of eyebrow mousse for about 2 or 3 years, and I've never managed to have an eyebrow pencil last for more than a few months. There is me with eyebrows. I always feel like I instantly look 5 years younger once I have eyebrows on. The next thing I put on is mascara. I always used to hate mascara, but Jennifer Scott did recommend mascara as one of the steps in the really easy makeup plan. And I have to admit that a little bit of mascara goes a long way towards making your eyes pop and giving definition to your eyes. So, I'm doing this totally blind. But I've got a little bit of mascara on. And the last item I use is lipstick. It took me ages to figure this out, and I actually figured it out on my own. I know that people on YouTube, all the makeup gurus, have told people this for ages, but I never watched those videos. So I only recently discovered that you can use lipstick both as lipstick and as blush. So I put on some lipstick, I wipe off the extra, and then I dab it on my cheek. If I need a little extra, I dab a little from there. just to give my cheeks a little bit of extra color. Your lipstick is actually supposed to match the shade of your blush, or the shade of your blush is supposed to match your lipstick. So it actually works out great. I dab a little on my chin, a little on my nose, a little on my forehead, just to give me a little bit of extra color. And that is all. That's all I do. I feel like I look a little bit more put together, a little bit fresher. And the nice thing about only using 4 items of makeup is that when you use so few items, you can afford to splurge on better brands that are gonna last you longer. Laura Mercier moisturizer is not cheap. I can't remember what it costs, but it's at least $35, I think. But it takes me about 6 months to go through one of these, which I think is pretty good. I mean, I think that's a nice long period of time to take. Plus it's got sunscreen in it, so I don't have to worry about also putting on sunscreen. This mascara, I have no idea when I bought it. It has been with me for at least 2 years and it is not worn out. It is Smoky Extravagant it's made in France. Makeup Forever. I think that's the brand that makes this, but it's lasted a really long time. This eyebrow mousse has lasted so long that it's starting to wear out on the labels. I have no idea where I got it from. And I can actually see that I still have about a ½ inch of eyebrow mousse left in here. This is a Clinique lipstick that I use. Mine is number 8 Golden Brandy. This is the second tube of it I've had. The first one I got from my mother, and I swear it was already halfway used up and it still lasted me 2 years. I just replaced it, and the nice thing about Clinique is they actually give you quite a lot of lipstick when you buy a tube of it, so it does last a long time, which is very nice. So those are the 4 things I use. I'm sure that most people probably use more. A lot of people use less, but it takes about 30 seconds to put on this much makeup, maybe a minute and a half, and that way I leave the house looking a bit more put together and like I put a little effort into my appearance. Thanks so much. I hope you learned something today, or at least got some tips. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click below to subscribe. And I will put the information for Laura Scott's YouTube channel and her books below Jennifer Scott. I will put the information below for Jennifer L. Scott's YouTube page and her books because I think she is awesome. Thanks so much for joining me. See you in a few days.